Good morning dear students. In the previous video we have studied the parts of flower. Flower is the reproductive part of the plant. So the reproductive cells are also produced in the different parts of the flower. Now how does the sexual reproduction occur in the plants? That we shall see in this video. The first step is that the male and the female reproductive parts, they should reach each other to fuse. So for that it is necessary that the pollen grains which contain the male gamete should reach the female gamete which is present in the ovary. This is done by a process called pollination. Pollination can be defined as the process by which pollen grains get transferred from the stamen to the stigma. Now this may occur in the same flower. The pollen grains may get transferred from the stamen of the flower to the stigma of the same flower, or it may get transferred to the stigma of another flower in another plant of the same time. Based on that, pollination is of two types: self-pollination and cross-pollination. In case of self-pollination, the pollen grains, they are transferred to the stigma of the same flower. That means they don't need to travel more distance, and they have to fall on the same flower. Now it is necessary that the stamen and the pistil both should mature at the same time, then only self-pollination is possible. Another is cross-pollination. Cross-pollination means the transfer of pollen grains from the stamen of one flower to the stigma of another flower in another plant of the same type. Now this pollination is a process of transferring the pollen grains. So there should be some means by which the pollen grains should get transferred. How they will travel from one flower to another? Maybe the flower is very far away, another tree is there, it has to travel till there. So how it will get transferred? For that purpose there are agents of pollination. Depending upon the types of flowers, there are three different types of agents. Pollination can occur with the help of wind. It can occur with the help of water, and it can occur with the help of animals, basically insects and birds and very small animals. Let us first study pollination by wind. This occurs in the flowers which do not have colored petals or nectar in them. These flowers are usually dry, small and lightweight. Their stamen are hanging outside, and as they mature, the pollen grains, they come out of the bursting anther and travel with the help of wind to the nearby plants. This is very common in grass, wheat, rice, maize and such other plants. Second is pollination by water. Aquatic plants, how do they transfer their pollen grains? It is through the water current. The water carries the pollen grains from the stamen of one flower to the stigma of another flower. So water plants or aquatic plants like sea grass, water lily, lotus, etc. get pollinated by water, with the help of water. And the third, the most common means of pollination is insect pollination. You must have seen different kinds of insects, butterflies, bees, honeybees moving around the flowers which are there in the gardens. These flowers which are insect pollinated, they are usually brightly colored to attract the insects. they contain nectar, and the insects get attracted to suck that nectar. And as they come there, they sit on the flower to collect the nectar, and on the hair-like structures present on their legs, the pollen grains stick. These insects, they keep traveling from one flower to another. They keep visiting one flower and the next one and the next one. So, as they sit on the another flower and they brush their or rub their legs, the pollen grains, they fall on the stigma of the other flower. So, this is how pollination occurs with the help of insects. Small birds like hummingbirds, sunbirds, which feed on the pollens, which feed on the nectar, they also visit the flowers and can bring about pollination. So these are the agents of pollination. Now what happens once pollination has taken place? When the pollen grain lands on the stigma, stigma contains a sticky substance. Now this sticky substance makes the pollen grain swell, pollen grain gets the nutrition from that and develops a small tube-like structure which travels down the style. You can see this is the stigma, suppose. This is stigma. The pollen grains, they are falling on it and they develop tube-like structure which travels down the style and reaches the ovary. Now this is how the male gamete which is present in the pollen grain will be able to reach the female gamete present in the ovary. Now the next process comes up. This is called fertilization. Now the pollen grain has transferred the male gamete to the ovary. The pollen grain was containing the male gamete. Now that male gamete has reached the ovary where the female gamete is present. Now here the process of fusion of male and female gamete takes place. This process is called fertilization. In this process, the male gamete fuses with the female gamete to form a single cell structure called zygote. So here the fertilization is complete. Fertilization is the process of fusion of male and female gamete. Now, as the fertilization process has taken place, now there is no need of these sepals, petals, stamen and pistil. Only ovary is needed now. The rest of the process will be completed in the ovary. So, after fertilization, the sepals and petals, they wither away, they fall off, they dry up and they fall off. The stamen and the carpel, that is the pistil, also dries up and falls down. The development of the ovary continues. The ovaries develops into either a fleshy fruit or a dry fruit by swelling up. Ovules inside the ovary, they will turn into seeds. Inside the seed, we are having the zygote. This zygote will continue to divide to form the embryo. Now the seed formation is complete. The fruit and seed formation has taken place. Now the seed has to be taken to different favorable places where it can now germinate. So this is how the process of sexual reproduction occurs in the plants. The first step is pollination, that is transfer of pollen grains from anther to stigma, which can take place with the help of either wind, water or insects. And then fertilization takes place in which the process of fusion of male and female gamete takes place. Later on, the ovary turns into fruit and the ovules turn into seeds which can help to develop a new plant. So children, I hope this video will help you to understand the process of sexual reproduction in plants. Till we meet again, Have a nice day. Thank you.